Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Mat Chat, and this is your official Mel's Mat Chat episode 260. How has everybody's week have gone? My week was pretty cool. I finally got to say goodbye to my mom in the appropriate way last weekend, and my mother's best friend was in town from Arizona. She went to her high school graduation, so it was like a 2-for-1 situation. Buy one get one free, right? So yeah, I had she's basically family was in town, and we caught up on a lot of things. We got a lot of things straightened out. So now it's not just my mother's friend. Now she's my friend, and she's more than just friends. She's more like a really awesome aunt that I see from time to time. So yes, last weekend I said goodbye to my mother in the proper appropriate way. I don't know if anybody knows, but my mother was had passed away in March, and we couldn't get together for a proper funeral mass. So this past Saturday, October 8th, we were able to do so, and she went out on a high note. She's right now traveling the seven seas, and she is I've now make the realization she's gone, and she's not going to hopefully bother me, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one because I'll end up joining her on that in that case. But I have closure, and I feel a lot better. And it's still upsetting to me that my mother is gone, but it's more palatable. Yeah. So I'm just going through the motions, and when her birthday comes up, it's going to be another feat if I could get through with it or not. So, yes. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And I'm just, fortunate enough that I had family and friends and neighbors and stuff like that who were supporting me through my time of need. I have a upstairs, and she's like now a sister to me. Her name is Emily, and was a rock star. She was legitimately near me and supporting me while I was going through this. When my mother's body was in the room getting taken away by the coroners, and my cousin is like just amazing. She was amazing that she got me out of my apartment and tried to keep my focus on until I have to deal with it. And my family just around me back then, and I always will thank them. Um, my son is doing very well. He's in his last year of high school, which I don't know where the hell that came from, truthfully. So it was just weird that it's that he is there. He's there. Hey, Terry, how are you? So we just had a really nice weekend, and we celebrated her life, and it was just a nice weekend, and I deserved that, especially going through the shit that I've been through. But on the upside about this whole thing, we are like really excited for SmackDown. I could not wait for Monday Night Raw. Holy shit. We're going to address the fucking two 500-pound elephants in the room. We're going to discuss the the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers are back in WWE. Oh my god! And you want to make something completely more bizarre? Carl Anderson is the IWGP Never Open Weight Champion. He's still champion. He's a champion from another company. Isn't that crazy? Seriously. Oh my god. I'm I'm legitimately flabbergasted. Now I'm just going to send this out to Mr. Paul Levesque. Um, if you don't give me the four of them on the same team in the next couple of years, I am going to be really pissed off. I'm going to be pissed off fan, and I'm going to be a pissed off woman. Okay. I need to see this. I need to see this. I need the four of them together on the same page, and then we can move on. Okay. And I'm loving what they're doing with the Judgment Day. Oh my God. Yes. Unfortunately, I found out the hard way that my Cougar card gets deployed. All right. My Cougar card gets deployed when Dominic comes out. Mr. Levesque, we've got an issue here. Yes, we have another issue here. You gotta stop doing this, okay? I've seen on Instagram, LA Night, he was coming out of the pool. You go check it out after you watch me. Um, yeah, no pun intended. No pun intended at all. Oh my goodness. Seriously, Mr. Levesque, I'm right now. I have high blood pressure. This is not the good thing to have. Holy, yep, yep. Mm-mm. I'll take a little LA night on with the main course of Mr. Dominic Mysterio. Yes, without a doubt. And for dessert, give me Damian Priest. Give me a Damian Priest. So I know I'm going to hell. I'm already there. And here are my hellmates. Thank you, Peanut from Chef Dunham. Oh my God, this is sick. So I'm loving what they're doing right now with the both of them. Now we're going to be going to the meat and the potatoes of the fucking goddamn company. We're going to see Bray Wyatt back after a year and a half being fired. And I'm going to tell you this. He was in talks of coming back with Triple H. He was, and then once Vince McMahon, they sped it up to it. I am so glad that he's back. He belongs back and he's back home. You think he was going to go to another company? You're going to think that he was going to go to another company? No bueno. No bueno. No, no, no. There was only one place that he was going to come back to, and it was going to be home. I mean, for Christ's sakes, almost his son, a sister-in-law works there. If you don't know by now, because I've reported it long ago, Liv Morgan and Bo Dallas are a couple. Yes, they are seeing one another. They're in a relationship and whatnot. Now, for all your Liv Morgan fans, I know it's a terrible situation that she's moved on and everything. Sorry about your damn luck. Thank you, James Storm. Um, yeah, that you aren't gonna have a chance with her. I mean, come on. She wants to believe every fucking night, and you know what? The way he was presenting himself before he got fired, I wouldn't kick him out of bed either. So let's get this party started. This episode of Mel's Mat Chat is dedicated to the people over at Harry's Razors. Why don't you go to their website at harrys.com to get all your shaving and toiletry essentials over there. Also, please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and go visit their website for all your beard essentials because they have really great products. They have great merchandise. I have actually 2 shirts of them, and I love them. I love the shirts. They're so buttery soft. Also, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out their 3 flavors on top of their spring water and their sparkling water, which is mango, orange, lime, and mixed berry. Do me a favor and also go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Go get the pumpkin chai coffee. I love it, and I am so glad I'm on the pumpkin spice bandwagon. Please also go check out their espresso. Their espresso is heard it was delicious. I have to take a taste of it. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully it's not too bitter because I don't like bitter coffee. If it's smooth, I'm going to be human. Also, please go check out hogwrestling.net, and they're going to be live at the end of this month, October 29th, and it's going to be Exodus. We're having I can't remember the guy's name. I'd have to look up on it. Give me 1 seconds. I can find the stupid. It's Exodus, and we're going to have a lot of people coming from there. We're going to also have stars from New Japan, so go check that out, hogwrestling.net. Also, please go, if you're in the greater Pennsylvania area, go check out Sanctuary and Outbreak Wrestling. Go check it out on social media. Speaking of social media, please go check out me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mel's Mat Chat, and go check me out on Facebook and Snapchat. So let's get this started. We're gonna go right back to getting you updated on Rampage. Rampage was a decent show this week, which I was very, very, very happy about. We started off with Rampage. By the way, before I get into this, if you want to check out my review of Extreme Rules 2022. It's live on my channel. Please, if you're going to be here, go subscribe, turn on all my notifications, and like and share. Also, go check out the rest of my content with all the previews and predictions. That's where you're going to find all the go home shows to WWE and AEW. We started off with Rampage from last week. Claudio Castagnoli and AEW World Champion John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta versus Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, and Rouge. William Regal joined the commentary team for this match. The firm watched from the front row. Cassidy and Yuta chain wrestled. Wheeler rolled up Cassidy for a near fall. Rouge tagged in and taunted Moxley. Moxley tagged in, and he and Rouge slugged it out in the center of the ring. Mox charged with a high boot to Rouge's jaw. Moxley planted Rouge with a standing German suplex. Mark Quinn inadvertently kicked Rouge when Moxley moved away out of the way. Claudio tagged in and blasted Cassidy with a big European uppercut. Claudio used a giant swing on both members of the private party. Yuta connected with a diving cross body press to Quinn. Yuta splashed Cassidy, but Rouge was there to pick up the pin attempt. Moxley rocketed at Rouge with a tope suicida. Claudio blocked a silly string and countered with a massive European uppercut. Yuta made Quinn tap out with the armbar. So the BCC has picked up the win, and I just okay, I got a text from my power company. I have to pay the bill, and I'll do that later or after this. Varsity Blondes versus Griff Garrison and wait a second. Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman, the Varsity Blondes, versus Josh Woods and Tony Nese. Tony Schiavone joined the broadcast team for this match. Pillman chopped Nese and isolated him in the corner. Garrison tagged in, but was soon swarmed by Woods and Nese. Pillman was shoved into the steel ring post. Nese and Woods used their tandem finisher and pinned Garrison. Arn Anderson was watching on the monitor backstage. Smart Mark Sterling entered the ring and said they had trademarked the term varsity in professional wrestling, and he's giving the name varsity athletes to Nese and Woods. AEW Tag Team Champions, The Acclaim, interrupted Sterling and forced Woods, Nese, and Sterling to retreat for now. Madison Rain and Sky Blue versus Anna J, AS, and Tay Mello. Madison rolled up J for a near fall. Tay tagged out. Madison applied a wrist lock and then tagged in Sky, swept out Sky's leg on the apron, and then pumped kicked her. Rain cracked Anna with a kick to the back of the head. Sky used a diving crossbody on Anna J. Tay tagged in and spiked Sky with a pile driver. Anna J made Sky tap after locking in the Queen Slayer. Main event time. AEW World Trios Championship match. The Death Triangle, Pac, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Ray Phoenix versus the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Jay Silver, and 10. And I think I just got something from Ringside. Oh, okay, never mind. Reynolds and Silver used stereotopes to Pac and Penta. Inside the ring, Ray Phoenix was pancaked by 10. Ray Reynolds tagged in and dropped an elbow on Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix made the tag to Penta, and Penta quickly cleaned the house on Dark Order. The bastard Pac rocked Reynolds with a snapping German suplex. Death Triangle triple team Reynolds with drop kicks. Penta El Zeno Miedo yanked back on Reynolds' arm. Pac suplexed Reynolds on the arena floor. Reynolds fired back with a double stomp to Pac's back. 10 tagged in and wiped out Death Triangle, running right over them. Death Triangle regained the momentum and began to pick apart 10. John Silver grabbed a tag, and he and Pac traded forearms and then pump kicks. Silver waffled Pac with a deadlift brainbuster. Phoenix was tagged. Was tagging. Yeah. Phoenix was taken down with a pendulum bomb. Reynolds hoisted up Phoenix on the top turnbuckle. Phoenix countered with a hurricanrana. Penta hit Silver with a backstabber. Dark Order rallied back and used their tandem offense on Penta for near fall. Jose, the assistant, walked into the ramp with an envelope for 10. Rouge handed a hammer to Pac. Pac knocked out Reynolds with the ring bell hammer, then ended the match with a brutalizer on Reynolds. We also had Battle of the Belts. AEW All Atlantic Championship match. Pac versus Trent Beretta. Trent clotheslined Pac over the top rope and onto the floor. Trent followed up with a Pescado. Trent body slammed Pac on the arena floor. Trent speared Pac on the outside. Trent hit a high boot on Pac and then placed him on the table. Trent was going to jump off the ramp onto Pac, but Pac moved off the table. A second win, and it delivered an avalanche brainbuster to Trent. Pac was turned inside out with a lariat from Trent. Trent planted Pac with a pile driver for a near fall. The fans chanted, "This is awesome! This is awesome! This is awesome!" Pac drilled Trent with a brainbuster off the ramp and through a table. Pac went for a black arrow, but Trent had it scouted and raised his knees. Pac blocked a spear from Trent with a knee. Trent cradled Pac for a near fall. Trent threw Pac off the top turnbuckle with a half and half. Pac was like a pit bull though, and locked on the brutalizer. Trent forced to break up, reaching the ropes with his boot. Pac grabbed the ring bell hammer and hit Trent between the eyes. The ref didn't see it, and Pac pinned Trent. Orange Cassidy ran to the ring for retribution, taking out his anger and frustrations on Pac. Orange Cassidy has returned, and he is looking for revenge, said Excalibur. Tony Schiavone backstage to interview Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker. Matt and Angelo said they were disappointed in Daniel Garcia. Jericho said he beat Danielson on Dynamite next week. TBS Championship match, Jade Cargill versus Willow Nightingale. Absolute Ricky Starks joined the commentary team for this match. Jade kicked Willow in the midsection. Willow answered with a shotgun drop kick and then a suplex. Willow shoved Jade to the arena floor. Willow was hoisted up and planted on the arena steps by Jade. Back in the ring, Willow splashes Jade with a cannonball. Cargill walloped Willow with Jaded and then pinned her. Vicky Guerrero walked onto the ramp and distracted Jade and the baddies. Nyla Rose grabbed Jade's championship and ran off with it. So we have another one of these fucking things. Like, um, possession is 9/10 of the law. FTW champ Hook was backstage with Lexi Nair. Hook ripped up an envelope that the Trustbusters gave him last week. Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match. Cash Wheeler and Dax Hardward, FTR versus the Gates of Agony. Kana and Toa Leona. The Gun Club were dressed as FTR, making fun of them as FTR made their entrance. Khan pushed Dax back into the corner. Dax hit shoulder tackle on Khan, but Khan fired back with a big meaty clothesline. Leona back, and Cash made him pay with stiff strikes. Cash tagged in and Khan began to chop him. Toa tagged in and body slammed Cash. Toa headbutted and headbutted the back of Cash Wheeler. Hold on. Toa tried to spear Cash outside the ring, but Cash stepped it, sending Toa crashing into the ringside barricade. Back in the ring, Toa sent Dax flying with a huge Samoan drop. Dax tried for a crossbody press, but Toa caught him. Cash dropped Toa, drop kicked Toa, assisting his partner. FTR spiked Khan with a stuffed pile driver. FTR smashed Toa with the big rig. After Prince Nana jumped on the ring apron, Dax pinned Khan using a backslide. The Machine, Brian Cage, ran out to the ring, and the embassy began to beat down FTR. TNT champ Warlow came down to even up the odds and help FTR. Samoa Joe ran down to the ring, forced the embassy to retreat. So let's move on to Dynamite. Yes, I'm doing everything backwards this week. Sorry. Dynamite was hailing from the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We have a new signee, which is Renee Paquette. She's the wife of John Moxley, and she has joined AEW. So she was interviewing Christian Cage. It feels great to be back in Toronto, and as the face of the city of Toronto and the country of Canada, I'm going to guarantee a victory tonight. Without further ado, let me introduce my right hand of destruction, Luchasaurus. So he was going against Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Jack Perry blasted Luchasaurus with a shotgun dropkick to start the match. Luchasaurus caused Jungle Boy and hit him with a German suplex. Luchasaurus grabbed a table and attempted a power bomb. Jungle Boy threw it, but Jungle Boy escaped. Luchasaurus tried to chop Jack Perry, but Jack ducked. Luchasaurus' hand collided with the steel ring post. Luchasaurus whipped Jungle Boy into the ringside barricade. Back in the ring, Luchasaurus rammed his shoulders into Jungle Boy and then hurled him into the turnbuckles. Jungle Boy used a Hurricanrana to send Luchasaurus into the ring post. Jungle Boy tried to lift Luchasaurus on the apron, but his back gave out. Jungle Boy connected with a sunset flip, powerbomb smashing Luchasaurus through the ringside table. Christian Cage left the broadcast booth and walked towards the ring. Luchasaurus clotheslined Jungle Boy and then planted him for a near fall. Jack Perry charged at Luchasaurus, but Luchasaurus stopped him with a choke slam for a 2 count. Jack Perry retaliated with a crucifix for a near fall of his own. He followed up with a poison rana and then the kill switch for a near fall. Jack Perry hooked on the snare trap submission, but Luchasaurus was able to reach the ropes. Luchasaurus spiked Jack Perry off the top rope with a choke slam. He nailed him again and pinned Jack Perry. The presence of Cage at ringside altered the match, said Excalibur. Look at that smirk on Christian Cage's face, added Taz. Renee Paquette was backstage with Stokely Hathaway and Ethan Page. Matt Hardy and Private Party interrupted, and Hardy asked what the firm has done. Stokely said he purchased Private Party's contract. Page said if Cassidy could beat him on Rampage this Friday, Private Party were free. But if Page wins, the firm will have Matt Hardy under contract too. Wardrobe, TV champion Samoa Joe, Ring of Honor TV champion Samoa Joe, TNT champion Wardlow versus the Factory, QT Marshall and Nick Camarado. Samoa Joe hit a senton on QT and then followed up with jabs in the corner. He was going for the muscle buster, then Nick tried to hit Joe from behind. Joe defended himself and tagged in Wardlow. Wardlow smashed QT with a massive lariat. Wardlow tossed Nick with a belly-to-belly suplex. Samoa Joe held Nick's leg while Wardlow smashed Nick with a senton antomico. Samoa Joe put Camarado in the chokehold, and the ref stopped the match as Joe forced Nick to sleep. After the match, Wardlow put QT in the powerbomb symphony. Prince Nana and the Embassy interrupted after the match. The Machine, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony had enough of Wardlow. Brian Cage insulted Wardlow and then FTR on the microphone. FTR came out to a massive ovation. Dax, there's three of you all, and these men already had a hard fight of work. So we have the perfect partner. Rampage starts at that time. So this actually was before Rampage from last week. So we have Sean Spears make his return and pushed Solo back into the ring. FTR hit a big rig on Solo. Hold on. These are spoilers. What's going to go on SmackDown? Swerve Strickland versus Daddy Ass Gunn with the Acclaim in his corner. Billy dropped Swerve with shoulder tackle, then a second shoulder tackle. Swerve came back with a low drop kick to Billy's quad. Swerve continued to work over Gunn's leg. Swerve clocked Billy with stinging body shots. Billy grabbed Swerve with a tilt-a-whirl suplex. Billy followed up with a jackhammer, and he tried for a famouser, but Swerve had a scouted. Swerve hit Billy with a flatliner, and then Swerve stomped for a near fall. Swerve countered a hold from Billy, clutched in onto the ropes, and was able to pin Billy. He stole it by hooking the ropes, and there was nothing Billy could do about it, said Shivani. After the match, smart Mark Sterling came out with Tony Nese. Sterling, we brought out a very important document. The document says I own the trademark to scissor me in professional wrestling. If you try to use the scissor gesture, I will sue you so hard that you will be stuck in court system for so long you'll be forced to forfeit those titles. Until then, scissor me, daddy needs. We heard from the casino ladder match winner MJF, the self-proclaimed devil himself. MJF, was about to answer Alex Marvez's question that Stokely Hathaway interrupted MJF. He said if this happens again, he'd fire Hathaway. MJF, you want me to ask about William Regal, Marvez? In my world, you're about as villainous as Mary Poppins. We have a dark past, but you don't want me to remind me of Wheeler Yuta. You ask about Wheeler Yuta. Was I about to shake his hand? I don't know, Marvez. Nice guys finished last, and I'm not an idiot. Most of the locker room hates my guts, but I have no choice but to be the bad guy. I have broken my hand many times punching my own reflection, but that's what it takes. By hook or by crook, I will be AEW World Champion. And I got to answer this. It's a family matter. Ahead of the AEW World Championship title defense, Hangman Adam Page next week, we heard from AEW World Champion John Moxley, who was interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Moxley, after 3 years, damn it, feels good to be in Toronto. And for much of these 3 years, I have been the AEW World Champion. They have come from far and wide to try to knock me off the mountain. Sorry, family matters. I have to answer them. My full sorry. So let's continue. You live every day in a physical pain. Everybody wants to see you fall. A lot of guys crumble and self destruct. The world champion does not have the luxury of fear or doubt. Being world champion is a dirty job. It's I'm sorry. I'm like really weirded off today. The world champion does not have the luxury of fear or doubt. Being world champion is a dirty job. You gotta be ruthless, but I love this job. And it brings me to the cowboy, Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page walked down the ring. Hangman Page, whatever you have to say about me, I want you to say it to my face. Actually, you said it all last week. You said you respected who I was in the ring and who I am as a person. And I would be lying if I tell you that coming from you that means the world to me because I have watched you for these past 3 years and I've come to the respect who are who you are in the ring and outside of it too. There have been many times just I looked at you and saw the kind of man I want to be. MJF was watching from the skybox. Paige, you called me a nice kid last week after the compliments. Is that how you feel about me? Am I a kid to you? Mox, exactly. That's exactly what I think about you. I don't think you're the same guy who knocked me off a 20-foot ladder 1 year ago. Next week, if you got a chance to take a shot at me, I don't think you've got the guts to pull the trigger. Paige, I hesitant and it cost me the championship. For all I did, I am left with nothing. So I'm not the same. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm anxious. I'm depressed. The medicine is not working. I'm still here because I am a man. I know what I have to do in Cincinnati. I don't care if your family is in the crowd. I will beat you within an inch of your life to take this title. I have nothing. I have a shot and I have my word. Tuesday, I take my shot, and tonight I give you my word. I will be the next AEW champion. That is my word. Unlike MJF, I wanted to make sure I could tell you that face to face, man to man. My phone's a little weird today too. Moving on, Lionheart Chris Jericho versus American Dragon Daniel Brian Danielson. Ring of Honor Championship is on the line. William Regal joined the commentary team with Ian Riccaboni. Sorry. Danielson rocked into Jericho with a tope suicida. Brian headbutt Jericho back in the ring. He followed up with a kick to Jericho in the corner. Jericho fired back with chops and right hands, and then a hurricanrana off the top rope. Jericho followed up with a drop kick off the apron. He whipped Danielson into the barricade. Danielson grabbed an avalanche butterfly suplex on Jericho and then transitioned to the label lock. Jericho escaped and locked Danielson in the walls of Jericho. Bryan escaped and then put Jericho in the Boston Grab. Danielson clocked Jericho with a kick to the head. Danielson hit Jericho with the hammer and elbow strikes. Jericho picked up Danielson in a fireman's carry for a near fall. Jericho tried for the lion salt, but Bryan dodged it. Bryan connected with a leaping knee off the top rope. Bryan tried again, but Jericho countered with a code breaker. Jericho shoved Bryan into ref Paul Turner. The ref was knocked down. Menard grabbed the Ring of Honor Championship belt and threw it into the ring for Jericho. Ring of Honor Pure Champion Daniel Garcia sprinted to the ring and snatched the belt out of Jericho's hands. Danielson blasted Jericho with the knee, and then Garcia rammed Danielson with the Pure title. Angelo Parker returned Paul Turner to the ring. Jericho was able to pin Danielson. A black cloud once again hangs over the name Ring of Honor, and said Excalibur. Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and William Regal came down to the ring. The Jericho Appreciation Society scrambled like cockroaches. Renee Paquette was backstage with Nyla Rose and the Vicious Vixens. Nyla showed off her stolen TBS Championship belt. Anna Jay challenged Nyla to a match on Rampage. Nyla accept. AEW Interim World Women's Champion Tony Storm with and Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMZ, and Jamie Hayter. Hayter shoved Shida and Shida shoved back. Hayter chopped at Shida, but Shida fired back with a dropkick. Tony Storm tagged in and walloped Hayter with a back thrust with a thrust kick. Oh my god, words are just appearing today out of my mouth. Moving on, Baker grabbed Storm's ankle, giving haters enough time to blindside Storm. Sheeta hammered the face of Britt Baker. Sheeta used a jumping knee on Baker. Sheeta suplexed Baker onto Jamie Hayter. Sheeta smashed onto Baker with a meteor for a near fall. Hayter hit Sheeta from behind with a backbreaker. Tony Storm jumped into the ring, but Baker grabbed her in the neck in a neck breaker. Smashed Sheeta with a curb stomp. Storm DDT Britt and then spiked her with the Storm Zero. Sheeta hoisted up Baker but but Baker counted and went for a lockjaw. Sheeta rolled up and planted Baker with a Falcon Arrow after counting pins. Sheeta scored the victory over Baker. Main event time. We have the All Atlantic Championship. The Bastard Pack versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. I'm telling you, this title didn't need to be recreated. I am telling you that from what I they need to start making TNT Championship a little bit more prevalent. But anywho, Orange went for the orange punch, but Pac dodged it. Pac pulped Orange with a European uppercut. Pac mocked Orange Cassidy, but Cassidy sprung to his feet with a drop kick. Orange tried for a tope suicida, but Pac countered with a Falcon Arrow on the arena floor. Pac nailed Orange with a tombstone piledriver on the ramp. Back in the ring, Pac put Orange in the brutalizer. Orange fought out of it, touching the bottom rope with his boot. Pac went for the ring belt, but Orange Cassidy jumped out and impaled Pac with a DDT on the arena floor. He followed up with a spinning DDT in the ring and orange punch for a near fall on Pac. The fans chanted, "This is awesome! This is awesome! This is awesome!" Orange rocked Pac with a beach break on the apron. Orange attempted the orange punch against Pac, countered with a bridging suplex, and then a brainbuster. The challenger is in big time trouble, said Taz. Orange titled, Orange titled, and it and was able to touch the ropes, forcing the ref to break the hold. Pac went outside to grab the ring bell hammer, but Danhausen tried to stop him. The ref grabbed the hammer out of Pac's hand. Pac grabbed another from underneath the ring, beknownst to the ref. Pac jumped in the ring, but Orange clocked Pac with a punch. Orange knocked out Pac with the orange punch and pinned Pac. And we have a new AEW All Atlantic Champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And that is that. Now, we're going to go to WWE. Which a lot happened on Monday. A lot's going to happen tonight. NXT is getting ready for Halloween Havoc. And we are off to the races for, unfortunately, Crown Jewel. Monday Night Raw. We are going to go to lots. My phone is slow. My phone is slow. Thank you. Tonight's show will feature following matches and segments. D-Generation X 25th anniversary celebration. United States Championship match, Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins, The Bloodline, Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano. The show starts off with Michaels, X-Pac, and Road Dogg asking each other if Triple H if he's ready. Triple H says he it, Triple H says it's a big night since it's the season premiere. Hence, they have to be careful since they have sponsors, so they can't curse. To this, Michael purposely curses in jokes fashionably while pointing to a bunch of rubber chickens. Now, I heard and I read that WWE did everything that they possibly could to get badass Billy Gunn. Tony Khan was the one that threw the kibosh on it. So let me tell you something. Now Tony Khan is the public enemy number one. It's no longer Vince McMahon. He has taken Vince McMahon's place. And don't fucking at me on this one, people. The opening of the opening package of Raw plays. Corey Graves welcomes everyone to the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, while welcoming his new partner Kevin Patrick, who walks the audience through all the matches, which I can't stand. I can't stand his accent. It's too heavy for me. They should have brought Nigel McGuinness, or they should have brought somebody else. Maybe Vic Joseph could have been promoted yet again. The Bloodline's music hit and the group walked to the ring. The crowd starts chanting Sammy. Roman starts by asking the crowd to acknowledge him. Reigns says he's going to move forward, but he can't get past Friday. Reigns says his father told him that the loudest in the room is also the weakest in the room. He always says if you're weak and you're in the bloodline, then you're a fool. He then calls Jay and asks him if he's a fool. Sami Zayn interrupts, which drives Paul Heyman crazy, and the crowd starts chanting Sami. Sami says that Jay was the problem going forward and would love the opportunity to handle the situation. Roman calls him the honorary Oots and asks him to proceed. The crowd again starts chanting Sami. Sami starts saying all love Jay, and he was talking to Roman regarding the bloodline future and they feel like Jay's recent behavior hasn't been very oozy. He then points to Jimmy and says who doesn't love Jimmy? The crowd pops. He then says Solo is built like a house, but is kind of cool. He then says that are all cool and asks Jay to be cool. He looks at Roman and asks if this is a joke. Jay starts getting angry, but interrupted by Sami. Then Matt Riddle's music plays, and he comes out and telling the bloodline that they should be talking about his victory over Seth. He then asks Roman Reigns to give him one more chance for the title. Reigns asks the crowd if Riddle should be given one more chance before dismissing the idea. Thank God they brought that up. Roman Reigns says, you had your opportunities. There was a stipulation. If I have the title, you can't challenge for it at all. I can't believe that. I floored at that. Vince McMahon wouldn't fucking goddamn, I would have never even mentioned it. Riddle then asks of one of the stablemates would step up to the plate. The crowd chants Sami's name, and Jay asks him to step up to the plate. Sami asks Riddle if he thinks he's funny, to which he says, yeet. Sami says he doesn't want to hear Riddle say yeet, but Riddle goes ahead and says it. Sami challenges Riddle to a match. Riddle accepts it. They play the highlights of Extreme Rules. First match, Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano. Austin Theory's music hits and walks out to the ring with his Money in the Bank briefcase. Johnny Gargano's music plays next, and the former NXT champion walks to the ring. The match starts with Gargano starting punching Theory, following by some vicious chops in the corner. The crowd chants Johnny, wrestling, Gargano continues to stomp Theory before chopping him again. Gargano hits a Hurricane Rana on Theory, who rolls out to the apron. Gargano punches Theory a couple of times before attempting one final beat, is but it's caught and dropped on the apron by Theory. Johnny Gargano goes for a crossbody followed by an enziguri. Cover, 1-2, kick out. Gargano goes for a sliding bull slide, but Theory goes back in the ring. As Johnny Gargano goes for a springboard move, he is caught by Theory, who then plants him face first before going for a cover. 1-2, kick out. Gargano kicks the Theory's knee and tries to kick his head. Kick his butt. It's countered. Theory then attempts the Gargano escape, but Gargano rolls out of but Theory rolls out of before applying the same move to Theory. Theory rolls Gargano and picks up on his should, but Gargano escapes and hits a super kick. Theory went for a roll, but Gargano hit a super kick followed by a diving DDT. Gargano then rolls him into the ring and hits one final beat for the win. Winner Johnny Gargano. We go into where things are about to pick up, as Jim Ross would say. Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable. Rey Mysterio music hits first, comes out to the ring. Chad Gable's music plays next, and he walks out to the ring with Otis. The match starts with Gable dropping Rey to the mat. He goes for a headbutt, but Rey punches him to the ropes, but knocked down by Gable. Chad Gable then goes for the headlock. Rey gets back to his feet, and Gable Irish whips Rey, who counters and hits a Hurricane Rana, who rolls out to the ring. Mysterio goes for a sliding sunset flip, throwing him into the barricade. The Judgment Day music, and then Dominic walks out with Rhea Ripley. Rhea looks disappointed. Rey looks disappointed. Rey goes for a seated senton from the top rope. Gable regains control with a German suplex. He then picks up Rey by the waist, but is countered by Rey. Rey then is taken down to the ground by Gable, who locks in an ankle lock, who escapes by sending Gable into the ring post. Rey hits a head scissors on Gable and hits a diamond suplex for the win. Rey Mysterio wins. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of Raw this week. After the match, Dominic enters the ring and asks Rey to hit him. Rey tries to walk away, but is stopped by Rhea. Dominic then asks Rey to him by shoving him. Dominic then slaps Rey and asks him to hit him again. Rey then hit Damian Priest, who he then sent Balor into the ropes and goes for the 619, but is stopped by Dominic. Dominic then continues to ask Rey to hit him, as Rey gets up to his feet and looks pissed, while the other Judgment Day members nudge Rey to hit him. Dominic then knocks down Rey Mysterio to the ropes, while Rhea holds his hands. Dominic then hits the 619 on Rey Mysterio. The Judgment Day are shown standing in the ring while the crowd boos. Then Rhea laughs and says, "The Judgment Day run Monday Night Raw." Priest then laughs and says Rhea just spoke the truth. He also said that everyone who has challenged them has fallen. He then said he wants to talk about Finn, how he handled business at Extreme Rules. Finn said that Edge's miracle return to the ring has been stopped by him by making Edge utter the words, "I quit." He then said he is too legit to quit. Then he said he wanted to watch it one more time. Then a video package played showing highlights from the I Quit match. After the package played, the Judgment Day can be seen laughing. Rhea then showed the armband with Beth's name, calling her a joke. She then said that what she did was just a glimpse. Dominic tried to speak, the crowd boos. Dominic says that watching Rhea hit concertos did it for him. Oh, my fucking Jesus. My fucking Cougar card. Jesus Christ. Damn it. Holy fuck. Please, Jesus Christ. Okay, moving on. And he also said that his favorite part was seeing the pathetic and devastated look on his face. He further said he deserves to feel useless, just like he made Dom feel his entire life, his father. Finn Balor then said that AJ better have reconsidered joining the Judgment Day. AJ Styles' music hit and came out. Styles said that they've known each other for years, but it's come down to this. He then says it isn't out here to argue with Finn, but says Finn is right. He then says that Judgment Day is everything he has needed. He then said he needs a family, asking, "I am not my brother's keeper," before getting down to one knee as Finn helped him up and both of them hugged. Balor said he is proud of AJ, but AJ says he wasn't talking about Finn. The Good Brothers theme music played. They walked out to the ring. Both groups have a stare down as Gallows dropped Dominic, and both groups began to brawl in the ring. AJ dumped Balor over the announce table while Gallows smashed a steel chair on Priest's back. Meanwhile, Rhea grabbed Dominic and escaped. The three men cornered Balor, but somehow manages to escape. Byron Saxton interviewed Bayley and asked if her match was a setback. Dakota says that Bayley helped out from being rock bottom. She then said she will do anything for her girls, but the same can't be said about Asuka or Alexa. Io says sometimes something in Japanese. Dakota says she and Io will do anything to make sure Bayley becomes champion. Io says something in Japanese. Bayley then translated it and says Io said Bayley, is going to defeat Candice LeRae. Roman Reigns can be seen walking backstage with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa, but is stopped by Jay, saying he needs to talk to him. Roman says he's going to celebrate with Heyman, but Jay is asked to stay behind to ensure Sammy wins. Jay Uso doesn't look happy. Oh, my stomach. So we have that. Oh my God, I am so thirsty today. Bayley versus Candice LeRae. Bayley's music hits and she walks without her stablemates. Candice LeRae music hits and she walks out. The match begins with Bayley dealing vicious blows to Candice. Bayley knocks Candice down, cover 1-2 kick out. Candice trips Bayley and snaps her head before a roll up 1-2 kick out. Bayley throws Candice to the apron. Candice climbs to the top rope and hits a drop kick to Bayley, who rolls out of the ring. Candice LeRae continues attacking Bayley in the corner. She goes for a step up senton followed by a drop kick. Cover 1-2 kick out. She picks up Bayley, who pushes her into the corner before she starts attacking the knees. Bayley goes for the rose plant, but Candice counters, roll it up for the win before running out of the ring. Winner, Candice LeRae. She ambushed by Damage Control, who drags her back into the ring. Io Sky hits backbreaker, and Bayley is screaming at her. Bianca comes out, but is stopped by Bayley, and all three members attack Bianca before Bayley knocks out Candice. She then hits the diving elbow to the back of Bianca Belair's head. I can't speak today. Bailey then says this is what a team looks like. The Miz is shown backstage with Maurice. He looks worried that Dexter is going to show Maurice to, to show. Maurice hands a baseball bat as a gift to The Miz. Back from commercial, and Maurice is standing in the ring. She says tonight is a special because it's her husband's birthday before introducing him. The Miz music hits and he walks out with a baseball bat. He looks impressed. He appreciates Maurice, who said she spent so much money. She asks her to read this bat, which is signed by Jose Ramirez. He then insults Aaron Judge and Kevin Durant. Maurice asks him to open a gift, and the Miz opens a cover revealing yoga balls. Maurice asks him to open the big one. He removes the box to reveal Dexter Lumis. He places the box back on Loomis's head and continues to smash it with the baseball bat. They look around while Dexter creeps up from behind and chokes Miz. When Miz tries to escape, he shoves Maurice into the cake and escapes. Loomis then looks at Maurice, who runs away. Dexter Loomis takes the knife and pierces the big yoga balls. He then heads to the cake and proceeds to cut a piece. He tastes the cake as the crowd cheers. Seth Rollins showed backstage with his ribs bandaged. DX are shown backstage interacting with a couple of indie wrestlers. DX wished them luck against Amos. The Miz and DX, if they've seen Triple H, but X-Pac asks for a piece of cake. Shawn Michaels says the Miz must have done something to piss him off. Road Dogg suggests that he goes one-on-one with Loomis. If Miz wins, then Loomis is gone. But if Loomis wins, then he gets a contract. So he's been without a contract. Okay. 2-on-1 handicap match. Amos with two independent wrestlers. Amos immediately destroys both men. He picks one of the guys up and throws him around. Both men aren't enough for Amos to steamroll both men and hits a double choke slam to pick up the win. After the match, he picks up both men and slams them to the ground before leaving. A video package showing Bray Wyatt returned at WWE Extreme Rules. Lashley versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. Bobby Lashley makes his ring entrance first. He gets on the mic and said he's going to be a fighting champion for the fans. He says he has beaten the best this business has to offer. Lashley then calls out Seth Rollins, but Brock Lesnar music plays, and the Beast walks out as the crowd cheers. Brock gets in the ring and picks up the mic. The crowd chants, "Holy shit." He wished Bobby Lashley good evening before picking him up and hitting an F5. The crowd chants one more time. Lashley then hits the German suplex, followed by another F5. The crowd continues to chant one more time. Lesnar then locks in the Kimura and then proceeds to break Lashley's arm before leaving the ring. As Lashley recovers outside the ring, Seth Rollins' music hits and hurries down to the ring and asks Lashley to get in the ring. Seth says he wants a match now. Seth then picks up the mic and says Lashley isn't going to get out of this title match so easily. He also says he wants the match right now. Seth says that Bobby is supposed to be a soldier, but he is a disgrace to the U.S. title and is a disgrace to the country. Lashley gets back in the ring and asks the referee to ring the bell. He rushes Rollins and hits a pedigree and goes for the 1-2 cover kick out. He then goes for a splash off the top rope, cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins goes for the stomp, but Lashley moves out of the way and spears Rollins. Lashley then locks in the hurt lock, but Rollins attacks the injured arm before hitting the super kick and rolling elbow back to the back of the head. Rollins hits the curb stomp, but doesn't go for the cover. He then hits the stomp again for the winner and new United States champion Seth Rollins. Bobby Lashley was interviewed backstage, but he said he's pissed off. but he will deal with Seth after he deals with Lesnar. Lashley then calls out Lesnar next week. A mysterious message appears on the screen showing a guy in a mask. The guy repeated, "Revel in what you are." It looks to be a new vignette for Bray Wyatt. Matt Riddle versus Sami Zayn. Matt Riddle makes his entrance first. Zayn music plays and he walks out accompanied by the Usos. The match begins and Zayn goes for a headlock followed by a takedown. Zayn again goes for a headlock sent into the ropes and kicked by Riddle, knocks out Sami. Riddle with vicious strikes against Sami followed by a forearm. Cover, 1-2, kick out. Sami regains control with a clothesline. Covered, 1-2, kick out. Jay interferes and kicks Sami in the face. Sami doesn't look pleased and tells Jade that he doesn't want his help. Zayn hits the springboard moonsault on Riddle. Zayn stays on Riddle and slams his face into the turnbuckle. Sami hits a driving elbow from the second rope. Cover, 1-2, kick out. He goes for another diving elbow, but Riddle ducks and kicks him in the head. Both men get back to their feet, and Riddle slams Zayn, but kicks him in the chest. Riddle off the ropes, but Zayn catches him and hits a Michinoku driver, cover, 1-2, kick out. Zayn climbs up to the top rope, but is caught by Riddle. A headbutt from Zayn sends Riddle crashing to the mat. He goes for a dive, but is caught with a knee. Cover, 1-2, kick out. Fans chant, Sami, Usos. Jay goes for another kick. Jay goes for another kick, but is stopped by Sami. Kick, but is stopped by Sami. The distraction allows Riddle to take advantage, sending Zayn outside. Riddle then hits a floating bro on Sami Zayn. Both men exchange blows in the ring. Riddle hits a ripcord knee. Sami catches Riddle and hits a corner exploder. Sami goes for a haluva kick, but caught by Riddle, who hits a power slam. Riddle goes for the DDT, but it's thrown to the outside by Zayn. As Zayn goes outside, Riddle attacks Zayn with some vicious as he kicks as he rolls back to the ring, and the match ends with Riddle hitting the RKO for the win. As Riddle celebrates and the entrance ramp, DX music hits. DX comes out in a Jeep with a cannon. X-Pac starts asking the fans, make some noise, and then he acknowledges China. Road Dogg then does his and Billy Gunn's intro. Triple H says it smells funny in here. He then says it's been 25 years and asks who in the audience where they were when it all started. I know where I was. I was in my bedroom. I was about 15 years old. Wait a second. Wait a minute. So it's 25 years. So it's 30, 20. I was 15 years old. Okay. Sitting on my bed and watching it, and right after WrestleMania, that's when we really started it. He then says 25 years is a long time before asking the audience is ready. The group then does their signature suck it catchphrase. Shawn Michaels follows it by saying he's going to put everyone on the spot. He then asks fans to put them out of their misery if they still have 25 years. If they come back in 25 years, that they're still there. He then follows it up by saying he's got 2 words for your catchphrase. DX started posing in the ring, and this was the end of Monday Night Raw. Excuse me. Oh, shit. That was a little rude. Sorry. I can't believe I just did that. Sorry. Okay, let's get to NXT and then I'll get you out of here. La 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 la. So, advertised for NXT, it was the WWE Performance Center. Akam and Nathan Frazier Best of Three series is tied, one win apiece. Takes tonight's contest will join Halloween Havoc's North American title match, plus NXT champ Braun Breaker and the women's challenger Albert Fire warms up for next weekend's um Stacks takes on man who kept Tony D'Angelo took D'Angelo's out. He will challenge will be decided in a triple threat match between and Jensen and Enifee and Blade. We start off with you keep it. The show opens up with Vic Joseph introducing broadcast partner Brooklyn T. I wish I could just mute his ass. Braun Breaker versus Javier Bernal. JD McDonald joins the commentary for this one. Breaker slamming Bernal around, applying a double wrist lock and a lariat shoulder blocks, catching him with a high-angled spine buster, and Javier remains on the back foot. Boot up to the second, but Braun is right on him. With slam off the top military press staring at JD. Braun Breaker wins pinfall with military press slam. Post-match, Breaker and McDonald stare at each other. Enter Ilya Dragunov. JD drops him with a headbutt and starts brawling with Breaker until Ilya nails Braun with a torpedo Moscow. Backstage about how she never backs down and such. A video package with the final match that was just weird. Sorry. Video package with their final match in Akam and Nathan Frazier's Best of Three series follows. And we go to break. I'm just going to let you in on a little announcement. I made the decision next week when I'm not next week when the last when Halloween Havoc comes out. I will not be thoroughly going through the results. You're going to get a quick synapse, and that's it. Okay, I am not doing this. This fucking show sucks. Only you will get a go home show preview predictions, and that's when you'll get the go home show. That's it. I'm cutting it out. I can't until it gets better. I don't have any the gusto to talk about it. Akam versus Nathan Frazier for the right to go to the Halloween Havoc to participate in the North American Championship. Collar elbow. Axiom goes behind this time. Take over into a wrist lock. Whip to the corner. Backflip up and over. Off the ropes. Drop down. Slide low. Leapfrog caught with a heel trip. Deathlock, bow and arrow, reverse into a cover. Stereo drop kicks into stereo kip ups. Cartwheel, duck a lariat, quick counter, and a stare down. Test of strength, back roll, leg trip, ground side headlock into a cover. 2 for 2. Test the strength. Nathan bends him to the mat and breaks his bridge, cover for 2. Struggling on the mat, springboard counter, shoulder arm over the ropes. From Akam. Step up, jockeying for position. Avalanche Frankensteiner countered with a gallon throw into the ropes. We go to break. Back from commercial. Frazier with a Boston Crab, reversed into a pin for a two. And Akam follows up with a sliding German suplex through the ropes. Diving crossbody for two. To the floor, Nathan with a moonsault off the apron and transitioning into an inverted headlock elbow drop on the floor. Beating the count, Frazier right on him with a diving leg drop. Back up top, Phoenix Splash countered for into a triangle choke. Nathan deadlifts him, but Axiom rolls him around into an Ama plancha armbar. Frazier gets to the ropes. Back and forth, trading punches, double pin, and a double kick out. Trading super kicks. Frazier runs into a knee, and Axiom lies in wait. Rana pin back and forth. Nathan wins by pinfall with a Rana pin to qualify for the North American Championship ladder match at Halloween Havoc. We see Ilya Dragunov walking to the parking lot when an interviewer rolls up. He says the squared circle is a battlefield and there's no rules. Grayson Waller rolls up and chatters at him. They go back and forth, and Waller insecurities overwhelms him. Valencia Feroz asks Sangha if he'll be in her corner tonight against Ursula Leon. Is hurt and accepts it. He accepts. India Hartwell rolls up to her. It might be her jungle, but it's her ring, and we go to break. Back from commercial. Oh Lord, Apollo Crews is journaling again. Whoop de fucking do. Whoop de fucking do. Indy Hartwell versus Valencia Feroz. Matt grappling early. Veer Mahan comes down and whispers something in Sanga's ear, and Sanga abandons Feroz while she's trapped inside a headlock in a side headlock. Valencia to her feet. Indy hoists her up with a Canadian backbreaker and shakes Feroz's escape up to the turnbuckles, flying armbar. Hartwell rolls her around and deadlifts her up to the counter of the armbar with a suplex. Jawbreaker gets Feroz a breather, but she notices Sanga is gone and hesitates. Arm drag, running Meteora, basement dropkick into a cover. Nope, Indy takes her out. Indy Hartwell wins by pinfall with a suplex. Post-match, Pretty Deadly appear on the balcony dressed like how they think Americans dress for sporting events in foam hats and leather pants. They talk about how they're waiting to see who challenges them next. They've got sausage crackling for the hottest boys in NXT. Edris Enefi and Malik Blade. I don't know why I said Malachi. Jesus Christ. They entrance to send us to break. Back from commercial, Cora Jade is interviewed backstage. She contacted some potential opponents for Roxanne Perez for next week and mocks for her for not having any friends. But she flips out and says Perez is lying when she told that her DMs are blowing up and Roxanne is going to SmackDown to scout this week. Bridget Jensen versus Edris Enefi and Malik Blade, and the Dyad. Briggs and Jensen fighting the Dyad off. Big right hand from Brooks to Blade off the ropes. Slide to the floor. Stereo punches on Malik. A dropkick sends Josh flying, but Reed lands a backbreaker on Blade and tags Fowler in. Assisted backbreaker on Briggs on the floor. They go for a big hug with their wrestling dad, Joe Gacy. Back inside, Rip with a big slam for a two. Tag to Reed. Axe handle to the kidneys off the top. Fowler back at it, but Edris and Malik run double team on him. Handstand, leg drop, tag made by Briggs. Whip across, and Jade throws Jagger over the ropes and into the crush. Jensen tags in, walking the rope. Senton and Timonico to the floor, and we go to break. Back from commercial, the Dyad are in control and beating down both Enefi and Jensen at the same time. Briggs tags in and runs hot. taking everybody out and punctuating it with a big splash. In the ring, running hot with Brooks charging at lariats, corner to corner. Manhattan drop, big boot, and Andrus and Malik turn things around, but Josh breaks it up. Tag Fowler in, but he runs right into a knee from Enefi. The match goes into everybody do something cool territory, closing the dives to the floor. Gacy pulls Enefi and throws him back in, but Cameron Grimes runs interference and Edris pin reverses the pin. Edris, Enefi, and Malik Blade win by pinfall with the victory roll over Jagger Reed. Backstage, Gigi Dolan and JC Jade are interviewed, and they say they're going to take care of Alba Fire and send her right back to Middle Earth. And we go to break. Back from commercial, we get Katana James' vignette at her office where she's working on buying the land out from under Chase University. Alba Fire versus JC Jade. Jade charges in, fires sidestep, KLR bomb, knock blocked, bridging folding press, nope, crucifix, no deal, trading forearms, whip across. Alba trips her with dropping down and nails her with forearms. Fending off interference from Dolan, JC takes advantage, rolling elbow and boots the corner. Running hip attack, somersault, senton, cover for 2. Fire on the comeback with a gory gourd buster and toe kick. Whip reverse, jumping neck breaker for a 2. Spine buster, another near fall. A tope con hero follows back inside, get her up. Gigi runs interference. Jade with a schoolboy and a handful of tights, not enough. Up in the gory special, Alba Fire wins with KLR bomb. As Fire leaves, she gets attacked by Sonya Deville incognito in the crowd. She hops down and throws Alba into the barricade. Toxic attraction, hold Fire up so Sonya can land a pump kick, and she clears the announce table. Power bomb through the announce table, a la shield bomb. Backstage, the Schism attacks a camera operator, and Joe Gacy cuts a promo down the barrel. He says he tried to save Cameron Grimes from himself, but now he has to face the whole Schism 3-on-1. He'll fight and use every ounce of oxygen in his body until he takes his last gasp. Wesley makes his entrance and we go to break. Back from commercial, we get a video package for the women's tag team title match. Backstage, Hank Walker and Quincy Elliott are hanging out with the security crew. Hank says he's got Quincy's back next week, and all of his security pals are gung-ho about the idea of them forming a tag team. Chatham stacks Lorenzo versus Wes Lee. Lee looking for a quick pin, blocking a dropped hold, shoulder thrust in the corner, and Lorenzo dragon screws him through the ropes. Stacks with an Indian deathlock, big back elbow, body blow, and knee lifts as Wes fights his way clear. Whip across, running uppercut, and Lee's knee gives out. Chatting with an Argentina back neck breaker so close, West up top. Wes Lee wins by pinfall with a tornillo. Post-match, Trick Williams attacks attacks Wes Lee. Wes fights back, but Carmelo Hayes joins the fight, and they overwhelm him. Oro Mensah takes the save and sends Trick packing, waiting for Mello. Williams pulls him out of the ring, and Lee dives on them both. Sonya Deville is backstage, and she gets interviewed. She says Mandy Rose has had her differences with her, but she still is her best friend. And if Gigi and JC are Mandy's girls, they're her girls too. She made Alba Fire pay the price for attacking Mandy and passes on the message that she's going to be in the ring ready to fight. Alba next week, but if she shows up, she won't make it to Halloween Havoc. We make it to it. However, we will. However, we'll make it to break just fine. Back from commercial, we go to the hospital. Ivy Nile wheels Roderick Strong in to see the Creed brothers, and they promise that Damon Kemp will pay for what they did to Roddy. Strong apologizes for bringing Damon in and asks them to trust him. And a few weeks ago, he'd have been fighting right as Julius slide side, but he can't now. But at Halloween Havoc, he just needs one thing from Creed: win, because it's Diamond Mine forever. Kiana James versus Thea Hale. Right at the bell, Robert Stone interrupts and says he has business to talk about right now. He should be celebrating Von Wagner's going to Halloween Havoc, but instead the world is laughing at him because of Thea Hale. She has the audacity to slam him, and now he's going to ruin her night. He charges and gets back body dropped, and Thea Hale puts boots to her. James right in with a spitting divorce court. Kiana James wins by pinfall with a folding press and her nose halfway in Hale's butt. Yes, that is what people want, apparently. Tony D'Angelo goes to talk to Stacks and blames him for his knee injury. Actions have consequences, and next week Stacks is going to feel the consequences. Channing asks who it is. Tony says it's not Wesley and reminds him of the fight he had in sixth grade. He says it'll be like that. Ilya Dragunov makes his entrance, and we go to break. Back from commercial, Robert Stone is walking and fuming about people laughing at him. He runs into Von Wagner, who tells him to get serious and cut the bullshit, and he needs Stone locked in to make sure nobody stops him from winning. Robert apologizes and says it's time for Von to be champion. Cameron Grimes is interviewed backstage. He said he'd be lying if he said he doesn't feel good to cost the dyad the contendership. Oh, it does feel good. Oh, it doesn't feel. And there's no one in NXT he trusts, but that doesn't include the rest of WWE. Cora Jade rolls up, brags about Rhea Ripley inviting her to Raw next week to pick an opponent for Roxanne Perez. Grayson Waller and going to the floor early. Back in, Dragunov takes him down and locks in front transferee on the reverse. To a wrist lock. Ilya with a up kick and a back fist. Big senton and Grayson runs for the ropes. Dirty break with a punch to the throat. Leg lariat follows, and we go to break. Back from commercial, Waller with a suplex reversed into a small package. Only two. Double leg from Dragunov. Kick sends him flying. Big chop. Falling elbow sends Grayson to the floor with agony. Ilya cracks another one across the shoulders. Elbow left and right. Duck the back fist. Big jab gets Insaguri, and both men are down. Dragunov to his feet. Running knee. Captured suplex connects kick combo from Grayson. Diving elbow cover. Note, raining elbows across the back of Ilya's neck. Cover for two. Looking for a sleeper hold. Dragunov stands up and backs him into the corner and lays elbows in for a break. Waller with a wrist lock. Shove off. Tiger feint into a lariat, and Ilya got some breathing room. Charging in, Grayson trips him up. Body scissors, sleeper hold. Dragunov gets a hand and to his feet, posting up, slinging Waller off. Ilya clutching his throat. Slingshot, neck snap over the top, and Grayson Waller walks up the ramp. the stipulation wheel is spinning, is there spinning. He's spooked and runs back inside the to a series of German suplexes and a cradle suplex to put the exclamation point on. Ilya fired up and calling for it. Ilya Dragunov wins by Torpedo Moscow. Post match, Ilya conducts his music on the turnbuckles for only Braun Breaker to spear him. JD McDonald applauds. That's the show, and that is the week. Um, Holy shit! I cannot wait for SmackDown tonight. That's going to be a great show. Raw's becoming a really great show. What more can we ask for great shows during the week? We have had crappy shows, but it's getting better. And don't you want to have a better products and enjoy wrestling? I don't understand these fucking people. In fact, there was a lot of people have been complaining about the I Quit match from Extreme Rules. Oh my god. It felt like it was 10 minutes to me. It was that good. And tell me, oh, you could have cut 10 minutes off it. No, you couldn't. This is a story that is being told right now. The next element is going to be Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix. Then we're going to have the All Out War, and then that's going to be the end. This is what long-term booking is all about. If you can be still invested in this story and they can continue it, by all means, let's go for it. But you're going to continue. You want things done now. This is the generation we are. It's the generation of now. We want this now. We want this now. Enough. You guys don't know how to fucking wait. See, I'm from generation is to be patient and to just let everything happen. I like this whole thing. I love these whole things by waiting. Because it fucking goddamn doesn't feel like you're going on a 10,000 miles per hour and you don't know what the fuck is going on. People have got to stop. People have got to stop. What else? I'm not going to keep harping on this, but Tony Khan has got to fucking goddamn get a grip. Stay off the speed. Pick up a cup of decaf. Okay? Stop being the friends of your employees. Be the boss. Triple H could mediate with this. Triple H could be friends with his employees, but knows when business needs to be conducted. So Triple H could be Triple H with the boys, and then by the snap of the finger, it could be Paul Levesque. Tony Khan needs to have that. Tony Khan needs to be the businessman when need be, and he also could be the friends of the employees. He's got to stop this because he's going to lose a lot of people during contract negotiations. And I'm telling you, fucking if we play our cards right, Thunder Rosa will be part of WWE. Will be. And it's going to be Khan's fault. And I don't feel bad for him whatsoever. I'm hoping with this whole situation with possibly Carl Anderson can facilitate a working relationship with New Japan. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but there is another caveat if you didn't realize. Antonio Inoki died not too long ago. He passed away. And Wrestle Kingdom 17 is going to be dedicated to him. Now, Antonio Inoki is a WWE Hall of Famer. So Triple H is very fond of the Japanese wrestling. So in WWE's best interest, that would be a great fucking situation. Could you imagine knowing that fucking Shinsuke Nakamura is still contracted by WWE? He just miraculously shows up maybe at like a big event, maybe in December, and challenges somebody for a title. Maybe, ooh, maybe Will Ospreay or Sabre Jr. Could you imagine? Could you imagine fucking Shinsuke Nakamura bringing the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship on to fucking SmackDown? Oh my god. Just the thought of it gives me shivers. Seriously. Triple H will be the one to facilitate this. And if he does, and he does everything correctly, we are fucking goddamn in for a treat. And for him to be not the Booker of the Year, he doesn't care about. Tony Khan cares about being Booker of the Year. He always is concerned about that. Triple H is more than a booker. He is a person that will be tending to everything, but he's not going to get any in anybody's way. He's going to have people to take the. Triple H knows how to delegate. Tony doesn't, and lo and behold, everybody who's in a storyline and everything, they actually get to actually have say now. I know. What a wonderful day. I feel like I'm fucking goddamn Melissa Gilbert in fucking Little House on the Prairie falling down and in being in bliss. Seriously. It's a fucking novel concept. Oh my god. They are actually fucking going to let this happen. It's shocking. It is mind-blowing. And it's working. It's a wonderful thing. All of this happening in AEW, WWE, and it's just a beautiful thing. Now, I'm going to admit something. I did watch about an hour's worth of Impact last night. Impact Wrestling needs to get the fuck out of that studio and needs to start doing maybe 5,000 seat arenas, maybe 2,000 seat arenas. If they can fill that, then they'll be back on their way, and then I will watch it. Commentary was top notch last night. I enjoyed listening to what's Tom Hetfield, I think his name is. He was in WWE and Aiden English. I enjoyed every fucking minute of that. That's something that will keep me coming back. I need to hear good commentating. Commentating on NXT, ugh. The Raw, as long as Kevin Patrick could be a little bit more clear and like not too much of an accent, will be fine. SmackDown is the pinnacle. It's the, oh my god. Wade Barrett and fucking Michael Cole, take my money. I know. Michael Cole, I mean, Jesus Christ. He actually he's becoming very, very, very enjoyable. Who would have thunk? He was, now if you go back to the United Kingdom tournament, right? That's exactly how he was sounding on SmackDown. You take Vince McMahon out of your ear, you can actually be human. I know. It's a foreign concept to people. I don't know if anybody likes what's going on in WWE. If you don't, you could go fuck off, okay? I'm loving it. I have been a wrestling fan since I'm 3 fucking months old, all right? I know wrestling. I know a thing or two about wrestling, okay? Just a tad, right? All I'm saying is stop complaining, okay? This is what we want. This is what we've wanted for years now. I'm enjoying pay-per-views now. It's not a job. It's not like, oh, I gotta sit here and watch 3 hours of fucking crappy wrestling. No, I don't actually have to do that anymore. It's a great thing. So, um, I don't know what everybody's doing this weekend, but I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be relaxing. I'm going to be watching, trying to catch up on some movies that I've been dying to watch. If not, it's going to be sleeping. I have a errand that I have to do tomorrow. I have to go pick up prescriptions at CVS. No plug here. Um, but I'm going to be just doing that and just chilling for the weekend because I got a lot to do next week. So I want everybody to fucking have a great weekend. Enjoy the. It's going to get cooler now. It's going to get cooler. Today's like the last day of like the the nice days that we're having. It's going to start getting cooler, which is a good thing because that means I don't have to drink that much cold brew, and I could go to drink a pumpkin spice latte, which is fucking awesome. What else is fucking awesome is Harry's.com. Visit their website for all your shaving and toiletry needs. If you have a beard, please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Do yourself a favor and go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and get their flavors of mango, lime, and mixed berry. Also, go check out Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com and get all your coffee essentials and merch, everything. It'll be just in time for Halloween. Please go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net and get your tickets for Exodus October 29th. Also, please go check out in the greater Pennsylvania area Sanctuary and Outbreak Wrestling. Now, I'm going to be back here for episode 261. We're gonna get you also set for Halloween Havoc. That's gonna be next week, and next weekend I believe it's on the 22nd if I'm not mistaken. And I'll get you ready for that, the preview and predictions and shit like that. And then we're gonna just keep on rolling for the rest of the month. I want everybody to have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week at the same time, same YouTube channel. Please go check out my social media on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, Mel's Mat Chat. Check me on Facebook and Snapchat. And please, again, have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week for episode 261. Remember to like and share and subscribe to all my notifications. So when I go live, you'll know about it. All right. Love you all. See you next week.